Here is something I want you to sit with for just a moment. The woman you are with, the one you care about, the one you share your life and your nights with, is carrying a quiet wish, maybe more than one, something she genuinely craves in your intimate life together that she has never said out loud. Not because she does not trust you, not because she does not love you, but because somewhere along the way, she decided it was easier to stay quiet than to risk the conversation. Easier to go without than to navigate the discomfort of asking for what she actually needs. And here's the part that should matter deeply to you. What she is staying quiet about is not small. It is shaping whether she feels genuinely connected to you or quietly, invisibly, alone. My name is Dr. Nerita, and I want to let you know this. In 12 years of working in intimacy and relationship wellness, I have sat with countless women who described variations of the same experience. A partner who is loving, well-meaning, and entirely unaware of the gap between what she is experiencing and what she is capable of experiencing with the right understanding from him. Today, I am going to close that gap for you. 4 things: specific, honest, biologically, and emotionally grounded. The 4 things women most commonly crave in intimate life and almost never say out loud. Before we get into it, please hit the like button right now, subscribe if you have not already, and drop a comment below telling me where in the world you are watching from. I genuinely love knowing who is in this community. Now, let us talk about what she is not saying. Before we get to the 4 things, let me dismantle the assumption that quietly undermines most men's understanding of what women need in intimate life. The assumption is this: what she craves physically is primarily physical. It seems logical, but it is wrong. And the gap between that assumption and reality is where most of the disconnection lives. What 12 years of clinical work has confirmed, consistently and without exception, is this: for the vast majority of women, the physical and emotional dimensions of intimacy are not 2 separate experiences. They are the same experience, accessed through different pathways. And the pathway that determines the quality of everything else, the one that governs whether she is truly present or simply going through the motions, is always emotional first. This means that what she craves most in your intimate life together is rarely a technique. It is a quality of presence, a type of attention, a specific emotional experience that her nervous system is designed to need before her body can fully open. The 4 things we are about to explore all flow from that truth. Understand them at that level, not as moves to execute, but as emotional experiences to create, and everything will change. Craving number 1: to be approached, not pursued. This distinction is subtle, but the difference it makes is enormous. Most men, when they want intimacy, pursue it. They move toward it with a kind of forward momentum, physical signals, direct initiation, the clear communication of desire. And desire itself is not the problem. She wants to feel desired. That matters deeply. But there is a significant difference between being approached and being pursued, and her nervous system knows exactly which one is happening. When a man pursues, there is an underlying pressure, however gentle, however well-intentioned, a direction he is moving in, an outcome he is oriented toward. And her nervous system, which is exquisitely sensitive to pressure, registers that orientation. It responds not with openness, but with a subtle bracing, a protective closing. When a man approaches, meaning he moves toward her with warmth and genuine attention, without the energy of a destination, he is trying to reach something entirely different happens. Her nervous system reads, there is nothing to brace against here. There is no pressure to meet, no expectation to manage, just presence. And from that place of no pressure, genuine desire can emerge in her, naturally, without effort. Biologically, this is tied to the autonomic nervous system. When a woman feels pursued, even by someone she loves, her sympathetic nervous system activates in a low-grade way. Mild vigilance, mild tension. The body is not in a state that supports genuine arousal. When she feels approached with warmth and no agenda, her parasympathetic system engages. Rest and connection, openness, receptivity. The physiological state where real intimacy becomes possible. Practically, this looks like beginning an evening with genuine attention, not touch with a destination, but touch that says, I want to be near you without asking for anything in return. A hand on her back. Sitting close without making it the beginning of something. Letting warmth exist without converting it immediately into a request. When she feels that you can be close to her without needing it to go anywhere, she will be the one to move it forward. And that shift, her choosing rather than her agreeing, changes the entire quality of what follows. Craving number 2, to be seen as she is right now. This one goes deeper than most men realize, and it is perhaps the craving that has the most direct impact on whether a woman is fully present in intimate moments or quietly holding part of herself back. Most women, by the time they reach their 50s and 60s, have absorbed decades of messaging about what a desirable body looks like. They know exactly where theirs diverges from that image. And in moments of physical vulnerability, which intimacy always is, those messages come with them into the room. She is not thinking about you when this happens. She is managing a private internal commentary about whether she is enough, whether you are noticing what she is noticing, whether what you see is acceptable to you. Psychologists call this self-surveillance, and it is one of the primary reasons women disengage from the present moment during intimacy. The body is there, the mind is somewhere else monitoring, judging, comparing. What she craves, what she rarely asks for because asking for it feels too vulnerable, is genuine reassurance that you see her, not her younger self, not an idealized version, her right now, at this moment, and that you find what you see beautiful. This does not require a speech. It does not require performance. It requires honesty delivered with warmth and specificity, not "you are beautiful," which, while kind, can feel like a reassurance she has heard before, but something specific, something that could only be said about her by you tonight. Something that tells her you were paying attention and what you found when you paid attention was worth celebrating. When she receives that sincerely, without it feeling rehearsed, her nervous system releases. The monitoring stops, the self-consciousness quiets, and she arrives fully into the moment she has been hovering outside of. That arrival changes everything for both of you. Craving number 3, patience that does not feel like waiting. Let me explain something that I wish every man understood about the female arousal timeline, because misunderstanding it is responsible for more unspoken frustration in long-term relationships than almost anything else. Encounter in practice. Women's bodies require time to fully prepare for intimacy. This is not a preference or a personality trait. It is anatomy and neurochemistry. The process of genuine physical readiness involves sustained blood flow to specific tissues, natural lubrication, and the gradual release of neurotransmitters that support both sensation and emotional openness. This process cannot be rushed. For many women, particularly after hormonal shifts in midlife, this timeline extends further. What once took 20 minutes may now require 30 or 40. And the quality of that preparation time, whether it is warm and unhurried or slightly pressured and goal-oriented, directly determines how comfortable and pleasurable the experience will be. Here is where the craving becomes specific. She does not want patience that feels like a man tolerating the inconvenience of her timeline. She wants patience that feels like he genuinely enjoys the journey. That the time spent in warmth and slow attention and unhurried closeness is not a means to an end for him. It is something he values in itself. This distinction matters because she can feel the difference. The man who is patient but slightly restless communicates that he is waiting for something. The man who is genuinely present in the slow build communicates that this right here, right now, is exactly where he wants to be. Biologically, when she feels that her timeline is welcomed rather than endured, her cortisol drops significantly, oxytocin rises, physical tension releases, and the body's natural readiness, which stress and pressure had been delaying, arrives. This week, practice being in no hurry, not as a strategy, but as a genuine orientation. Let slow be something you choose, not something you tolerate. Let her feel that the unhurried version of this is your favorite version. Craving number 4, to hear that it was real for you too. This final craving is one that almost never gets discussed, and the silence around it creates a very specific kind of loneliness. After intimacy, a woman's brain experiences one of its strongest oxytocin, releases the bonding hormone that creates feelings of emotional openness, attachment, and the need for reassurance that what was shared mattered. This is not a choice her brain makes. It is a physiological response, and it peaks in the minutes immediately following the intimate moment. In that window, she is quietly wondering, did that mean something to him? Was he present in the way I was present? Or was that primarily physical for him while it was emotional for me? She will almost certainly never ask, but the question is there. And what she craves specifically in those quiet moments afterward is for you to answer it without being asked. To say something that confirms, in your own honest words, that what you just shared was real for you, that you felt it, that it was not just physical release, but something that connected you to her. This does not require eloquence. It does not require a declaration. It requires only honesty and the willingness to be vulnerable enough to say something true. I love being close to you like that. You feel like home to me. I am really glad we have this. Something real. Something that only you could say about only her. When she hears that when the question her nervous system has been quietly holding gets answered without her having to ask, something settles in her, a reassurance at a depth that words can barely reach. And from that settled place, she carries the experience forward not as something that happened, but as something that matters. That is the difference between intimacy that fades and intimacy that builds. Let me make this practical. This week, practice approaching instead of pursuing. Begin with warmth that asks for nothing and let her set the direction. Find one genuine, specific thing to say that tells her you see her as she is right now, not in general, but in a particular moment, with words that could only come from you. Let patience become a presence. Choose the unhurried version of intimacy, not as a strategy, but as a genuine preference. Let her feel that the slow build is your favorite part, and afterwards stay. Stay present, stay warm, and say something true about what you felt. Answer the question she never asked. 4 small shifts. Profound cumulative impact, starting tonight. I want to say something to every man watching this who felt a quiet recognition in any of these 4 things, a sense of I did not know, and now I do. That recognition is not guilt. It is growth. And the men who are willing to grow in their understanding of what their partners need are the men who build the most connected, most sustaining, intimate lives. You are not behind. You are not inadequate. You are simply learning something that nobody ever taught you clearly. And now that you know, the path forward is entirely within your reach. She is not asking for perfection. She is hoping, quietly, to be understood. And you just took the most important step toward giving her that. Gentlemen, the most connected, most fulfilling, intimate life you have ever had is not in your past. It is available to you right now, in the relationship you are already in, with the partner who is already beside you. It does not require youth. It does not require a different body or a different history. It requires presence, patience, honesty, and the willingness to understand what she has never found the words to ask for. The 4 things we covered today, being approached without pressure, being seen as she is now, receiving genuine patience, and hearing that it was real for you too, these are not complicated, but they are profound. And when offered consistently, with sincerity, they create an intimacy that deepens with every year rather than fading with time. That is what you are capable of building, starting this week. If this video gave you something real today, a new understanding, a specific thing to try, or simply the reassurance that this conversation is worth having, please like it right now and share it with a man in your life who would benefit from hearing it. Subscribe so you never miss the honest, clinically grounded intimacy and wellness content I put out every single week. Leave me a comment. Tell me where you are watching from. Tell me which of these 4 things surprised you most or which one you are going to work on first. I read every single comment with genuine attention. This is Dr. Nerita reminding you that the most intimate version of your relationship is not a memory. It is still being written. Go write something she will never forget.